Hello everybody, this is Mr. Bowman. Today we're going to be looking at the ALEKS topic, solving a right triangle. As with all of our trigonometry topics here, we are going to want to make sure you have a calculator handy, and I do recommend using either the ALEKS calculator or a handheld calculator, so it's easy to switch between radians and degrees, and you know which one it's set to. We do want it set to degrees because that's what it's measured in here. And some of the web-based ones are not as easy to know one way or the other if it's set to radians or degrees. So the handheld or the ALEKS one, I think, would be your best options. All right, so what does it mean to solve a right triangle? Because it just tells you to do it, but it's not all that helpful sometimes. So we want to make sure we know what we're looking for. So I'm going to finish labeling this. So they put in a couple of our letters here, so we're just going to put in the rest of them. Because there are 6 major parts of a right triangle. There's 3 sides and 3 angles. So to solve it, I would need to find all the angles, which we denote with capital letters, and all the side lengths, which we denote with lowercase letters. So in this case, they actually give us 3 of them. So that is helpful. So we know this side here is 19. Angle B here is 43 degrees, and angle C down here is 90 degrees. With that information, I just need to find the missing 3 measurements. Only 2 of them are sides. But I need to find the missing 3 measurements, and I'm good to go. So I'm going to look for angle A and sides B and C. So we're going to go ahead and find our angle first because it's the easiest. Since I have 2 of the angles here, remember all the interior angles of a triangle have to add up to 180 degrees. So I'm just going to do 180 minus these 2 numbers here. So 180 minus 90 minus 43. And we find out that this one has to be 47 degrees. Okay, 1 down. So these ones are a little trickier, and we will have to use our trigonometry now to figure out what these are. So I'm going to use trigonometry for both of them. Theoretically, since it's a right triangle, you could use trigonometry for one of them and then use your Pythagorean theorem for the last one, and that's up to you. I'm just going to go ahead and do them the same way for both. So I want to connect the angle I know for sure, the one they gave me. I'm pretty positive this is correct, but I still had to solve for it, so it's usually best to default back to the ones that they gave you in the beginning, just in case you made a subtraction error or something like that. So I need to connect my reference angle of angle B, that's 43, to the side I know, so I'm connecting opposite to adjacent. So for this one, it's going to be tangent. So to get this side here, I'm looking, well, I guess I'll start here. Tangent of 43 degrees equals B over 19. So I need to multiply that 19 to the other side to get that. And this is where I jump to my calculator and just go ahead and type that in. So 19 times the tangent of 43 degrees, double checking to make sure my calculator is in degrees. And we end up finding that this one is 17.7. This is rounded to the nearest tenth, so it's going to stay 17.7. And I'm going to do something very similar for this one. So I now want to connect my angle inside to this one. So what would connect our adjacent and hypotenuse? And that would be cosine. So I'm going to do cosine of 43 degrees equals adjacent divided by hypotenuse, so 19 over C. This one's not quite as straightforward. We can't just multiply 19 over to the other side because it's C this time. So I would have to multiply my C over, which is going to look weird because cosine starts with C. So that takes me to this. And then I would have to divide the cosine of 43 degrees to both sides. So what I'm actually typing in my calculator here is 19 divided by cosine of 43 degrees. So let's go ahead and do that. So 19 divided by cosine of 43 degrees. And we find out that is 25.97. So 979, I'm going to round that up to 26.0 for being scientific here. But you could probably just type in 26 there as well. Okay. And that our triangle is now solved because I have all three angles and all three sides.